Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z,
And I'm Keith.
and we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we had humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show.
Dimmy more, dimmy.
Habeas Corpus Christi.
Habeas Porpoise Spit Christie Clinic.
Yamaguchi, Maine. That's someone I follow on Twitter.
Christy Yamaguchi is a figure skater.
I mean, was. I don't know if she's still active.
She's still alive. She didn't get ice skate in her brain like other people have.
Nancy Kerrigan.
No, there's this this is like a thing with pair skaters. Sometimes if they skate too close together, they will
Murder each other?
just about. There was like one instance, I think this is them. There was like a married couple that used to skate together.
Uh-huh.
And I think he clipped her and she had to have like brain surgery and she came back. I think it's the same story, but I might be conflating two different. But she came back and they skated again and then he ended up dying. Not while skating.
Unrelated?
But unrelated. Like he died and then she had to do like solo skating after that. And like they'd like basically been skating together. Like she learned how to skate. Like, I mean, she knew how to skate but like,
Right.
I think she immigrated to the US to do figure skating and they paired them together and they like basically their whole like all doing it was together and so she had to like skate by herself after that.
So sad.
It is so sad. I used to be really into figure skating.
Did you watch that movie, that Will Ferrell movie?
Yeah, I did. Blades of Glory.
Yeah.
I did.
So did I.
Fucking, I think that's the one that has the guy that plays.
Bowling Dynamite.
Well, yes, but the guy that plays Terry on Reno 911. The guy that's
yeah.
and he's
the one that's always on roller skates.
Yeah. But in the movie, he plays like Will Ferrell's stalker, and like he sees like he's always like. or like his number one fan or whatever, and he's always like going to his events. Maybe it's the other guys. I can't remember if it's Will Ferrell's or Napoleon Dynamite's, but he goes to his like some meet that he has, and he's like, I love you, and I'm gonna skin you someday, and wear his suit. It's he just said, he's so funny. The fact that he's not, I don't think that guy is gay, and that's one of those disappointing things because him as a straight person isn't funny to me.
Yeah.
That's all. When I found out what's his name that played Ozymandias and the uncle from Stoker, when I found out he was straight, I was like I thought he's so hot to me. He's so fucking hot, and I was 100% convinced he was absolutely homosexual. And then I found out he wasn't, and I was like, Same with Tom Lennon.
Yeah.
I did not know that he was.
Yeah.
I still hold out. I don't know that he's straight, and I won't even claim that he's straight because I've never read. He has a wife, and they have a child. That doesn't make him straight.
Fair enough.
He might not be full
Matthew
gay.
Good is who you were.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a boring ass name.
Right? I'm like, you can't do that. You can't be straight. That's so, ugh. Here I go. Being a Democrat again.
Yeah.
This should be. We should.
Oh, he's in the Imitation Game.
I've not seen that. What's
Nor
that?
I.
Is that the one about?
It's about Alan Turing, but it's got Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
So.
Come on your snatch.
Whoa. That is so offensive.
I don't enjoy him at all.
Yeah, I'm over it.
I don't like. I never really got into him as a like he was okay as Sherlock, like the first, like the Lady in Pink or whatever, the first one that came out, and then the second one I was like okay, but then as soon as he started getting like notoriety and everyone was like Cumberbatch is so good, I was like I don't like him anymore.
But I feel like I already knew his name by the time he was Sherlock.
Really?
And that's me.
Well, I don't know.
But maybe I was just late to Sherlock. So
yeah, that might be it. That's the most likely.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Kisses. The seventh
sign.
Okay. I keep wanting to say seventh seal because
Yep.
it doesn't make sense that it's the seventh
Correct.
sign.
It's only called that because isn't that the Ingmar Bergman film where the guy plays chess with death?
I don't know. It's called The Seventh Seal?
Yeah.
The Ingmar Bergman one is?
I believe so.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll double check.
Okay.
Momentito.
While Keith is double checking on that,
the Seventh Seal, 1957.
I mean, you can have.
Maybe they just didn't want people to think it was a remake.
That's fine. Get at us on social media.
The hot place to be right now is to respond to the YouTube shorts that Z is
blowing up.
Blowing up.
Everyone is pissed at me. I said that Stephen Ray looks like he needs a smack. I said it affectionately. I'm saying it generously. I'm not saying he should get hit. I'm saying he looks like he would enjoy a smack or two. I think that that's a delightful statement to make about a person. And I was called a Democrat, which is pretty offensive because even though I'm a registered Democrat.
In that one, and I was called a Democrat, so.
Well, you agreed with me. You said kill the puppy or whatever. The puppy died too or something. You said something about a dog dying. So, of course, you're a Democrat. I just love it. I love the insults. I said, I think my favorite part is that I said that
personally,
like, it's embarrassing that when white people, especially above the age of 40, start doing rapping as a bit, it's embarrassing. And the N-word was given to that. We were referred to as the N-word.
I maintain it's very ambiguous as to whom is being called the N-word because I can't tell if they're referring to the video or other commenters or what because it's just... Anyway, welcome to YouTube comments. You know,
yeah, I was just like, what? I mean, it's been removed because I like marked it for hate speech because I was like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want other people seeing that.
Even though they used a special character.
Yeah, even though they used like a slash or whatever instead of I, so that they could all caps it. I'm like, no, that's. But other than that, we got called kind of racist. That's such a, other than the N-word, which I'm like, okay, if you're going to say stuff like that, I'm going to get pissed at you, not because I'm offended, but because like, don't throw that shit around. Like, if you're not black, if you're black, then you do whatever you want. But with that
again, we don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Cause it said N-word speaking out of turn is what it said. And I was like, so I'm like, yeah, again, I don't care, but whatever. I feel because they used the hard R and a special character, that's where I'm like, you're white. There's no way that it's just, no. Sorry, I'm woke enough that I can say.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, whatever.
The last thing we need is the Kardashians coming after us.
What? So yeah, I'm excited to see what this preview is gonna have in store for us. I don't know what we're gonna do for this trailer, but I can't wait to find out how we offend more right leaning white men. I'm fine with it. If it produces traffic to our podcast, hate me. Anyway, whatever.
Agree.
But yeah, get at us. It's just youtube.com/@ZNKpod.
Okay.
It's so annoying that YouTube does that. You have to
That is annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to do the @ which makes it literally impossible. Like if you're
To
trying.
link.
No, yeah, like to link YouTube to your Facebook account, you have to do like it won't let you. Like I tried so many different ways. I tried because it has like the if you do like the @ it doesn't take you to like actually YouTube. It because it has the /@ so it like
It thinks the URL is over with the / right?
Yeah. Or yeah, it thinks like the URL or it thinks like the @ shouldn't be there.
Right.
Because it disappears the @ because if you're doing Twitter, you do @.
Right.
So it's like youtube.com/ZNKpod and it breaks the URL because it needs the @ there. But if you use any other, like you can't use like the long string because once you load the page, it just gives you back the long string of like, that is there in place of the @ or whatever. Like if you don't pick an @ or whatever, it gives you the long string of, random letters. Even if you use that, it doesn't work because it's so stupid. I'm just like
when is Google just going to buy Facebook? Facebook.
When's Google going to buy Facebook? I mean, honestly, they're all hand jerking. They're hand joing each other left and right. So like,
but not enough apparently.
Not enough. Give me a hand joe.
Anyway, if you're an expert in
Krav Maga,
GUI or
SEO, tell me what SEO is. Every time I look it up, I've researched SEOs so many times, and it's literally
search engine optimization.
Correct. I know what it stands. Yes.
Oh.
What I'm saying is how to utilize SEOs.
Yeah.
So I had this coworker, almost 10 years ago. Good Lord, when I worked at the cafe for the first time, and we used to anytime we worked together, we would mock, we would talk to each other in the mock, Crystal Girl, wellness sort of speak, where we'd be like, if we would always say in the actuality of the actual, we would always be like, if you think about it in the actuality of what is real versus what is, and we would just speak nonsense like that. It wouldn't come out to anything. And that's what reading about SEOs feels like. It's like to optimize an SEO, you have to think about what kind of traffic you're trying to get towards you. And once you think about that traffic, then after that, you utilize the strategy that you've come up with to ensure that that traffic comes to you using the optimized techniques that you've developed to try and drive the traffic that you want to your website. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And it'll be like, it always tells you, think about the traffic you're trying to generate. I'm like, yeah, I know, but what are some strategies? And it's like a good strategy is to think about the traffic that you're trying to generate. What kind of niche are you into? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what people who are into weird gay horror search for on the internet other than weird gay horror. I don't know, so it's like this thing where you're
think about it.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it literally is just think about what you're trying
Think about it.
Think about what you're trying to do with the traffic that you're trying to, or think about it. It's always think about what you're trying to accomplish. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to accomplish not living in poverty anymore. And whatever. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, the 7th.
You guys, you ever think about capitalism?
Right. You ever think about search engines and SEOs and how capitalism is super great? I'd like basically what it is. No, I'm being serious. Is that they're not explaining it to you because the point of it is to pay someone.
Yeah, of course.
To drive traffic to your site, which is just going to be someone using.
Who thinks about what kind of traffic?
Well, it's going to be someone like using some kind of tool and not literally the words that they put into whatever header you have for your website. They're going to be embedding things in your code. They're going to be like doing shit.
Metadata.
Yeah. And I don't know how to do that because I'm not interested enough to learn. I'm like, this is going to take up so much of my time.
Well, you just go into the cascading style sheet. I don't know. All my web information is like 20 years old.
I know. Yeah. And whatever. Again, I don't need to get into it. The seventh sign.
I'm very excited that because of doing this podcast, I get to what?
I don't know. Is that an onion skin on the pillow?
Almost guaranteed.
Okay. I was just curious. It looks like it's either ketchup or an onion skin. I'm sorry.
Which seems more likely in this household?
I don't know. Knowing you, I don't know.
Onion chop.
Onion chop? Oh. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. It's like not even a word. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the seventh sign.
Yeah.
I really don't have a lot to say about this movie because it's pretty straightforward and linear and makes a lot of sense. So, no notes. This is the best thing about this subgenre of film. There's no rules to adhere to.
No rules, just right.
It's like the Bible, huh? Which, as we know, if you take the Bible as a source document or material, it's already
perfect,
pretty. So
no notes on the Bible.
You can't. It's airtight. So all you got to do is refer to it, and you're home free.
I have a question. Have you ever interacted? Sorry,
with the Bible?
Well, no. I mean, I'm sure you have. You've at least opened a drawer to a motel and been like, ugh, and shut it again.
And paid $30 for the privilege.
We need a room. $30.
Oh, okay. Have you ever interacted with an individual who, when asked what their favorite book is, they say without hesitation, the Bible?
I hope not. I think by the time I got to social media, which that seems like a very social media thing to do, but I have mostly removed any connections. I have an aunt who, as far as I know, is still living, but got born again in the 80s. And so, yeah, that's the closest.
Yeah.
I mean, she's she's done multiple trips to Jerusalem and shit.
You know what's upsetting to me that I just thought about and realized? I don't have any secretly gay aunts or uncles.
Well, that you know about.
No, I mean, no. They were all like married and like had kids and like, you know.
I'm going to remind you what you just said about Matthew Good or Thomas Lennon or whoever you were talking about that's married.
No, those are people I was convinced that were gay that are married to people, not the other way around.
That's fine, but
I'm saying they're not.
Oh my God.
I'm saying, you know that thing where you have like an ostracized aunt or uncle in the family that comes to like family gatherings and they're like, they talk about their.
I'm familiar with the concept due to popular culture.
Right. I've known people though that had that.
I have the closest I have is an aunt. Oh shit, what was her name? Jackie? I don't know. I didn't know about her until I was like a teenager because this thing, she showed up and my mom was like, oh boy.
Here we go again.
And that was the that was the catalyst for my mom telling me that my brother had a different dad than me.
Oh, wow.
She was like, I don't want you to, now that she's back in the picture, I don't want you to hear it from her or something. I'm like,
wow.
Okay, I don't know why she would contact me.
I mean, it's kind of exciting
I'm 16.
It's kind of exciting for me because I am that, like, auntie, uncle. I'm the one that I have been absolutely ostracized. I have no contact with any of my nieces or nephews.
Yeah.
But the only negative about that is I know that the amount of bullshit lies that are spread about me. And that's the only thing. I'm like, yeah, my nieces and nephews are never going to reach out to me for any reason and like have any, because they have been told horrible things about me that aren't true.
I don't.
Or that are true and are just like,
I don't have any contact with my niece and nephew, but not because of.
Right. Just because you're an uncaring person.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it goes both ways. They don't care about me, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's your right. That's part of family, though. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think you're an uncaring person. Just to be clear, I was just trying to make a funny. No, but the last time I had contact with my nieces, they were telling me things that my sister had said about me, and I was like, okay, cool. None of that is true. Thank you for saying that.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you so much, children, for telling me what your mom says about me. That's cool. Like, she said, like, they were, like, asking me to prove that I had friends. They were like, show us friends that you have. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, show us pictures of friends that you have. And I was like, okay. And I was, like, going on social media, and I was like, okay. They're like, no, like, people that you've met in real life. I'm like, I have met these people in real life. They're like, you have? They're like, Mom said that you've never, like, you don't.
You've never met another
Yeah,
human
and
being.
I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? Okay, first of all, you're like 8 years old. Why is she talking to you about this? This is like unhinged. And I'm like, yes, I've interacted with other people. And then they were like talking shit about people like being gay or whatever. And I'm like, wow, okay. And like, it was unhinged. I was like, good Lord. So, yeah. But I
Put a hinge on it, you know?
I just have to see. I have to see for myself. It is an onion skin. It is an onion skin. Keith was right. Let the record show. Keith was right. It's an onion chup.
Finally. I could use that W.
Oh, the win. Okay. Sorry. I literally thought you were saying to use.
Thank you.
A double U, not W. Something's wrong. Okay. We're so excited to talk about this movie, as you can tell by the fact that we're talking about it. So much. The message, I think, ultimately of this film is that, like, God hates people who kill people who have Down syndrome that have also killed their parents. That whole thing was where I was like, the kid with Down syndrome murdered his parents.
Isn't he an adult?
What?
Isn't he an adult?
Is he?
I don't know.
I thought he was like, I don't know, probably like 18 or 19 or something. I call anyone under the age of 30 a kid, just to be clear. I wasn't like...
I thought you meant anyone with Down syndrome.
It seemed like that, no. He was like living... I don't know. I assumed he was like a teenager still. Maybe I was wrong, but I thought he was like...
Yeah. Doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah. So he kills his parents because he found out that they were brother and sister, and according to God's law, that's a sin. And like, he was like the sixth seal or sign or something, where it's like the death of a martyr. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
because he was going to be put to death for killing his, which no, but they are saying like he's like a martyr, like for God, because he killed his parents in the name of God.
Death of the last martyr.
It's someone who dies for the word of God. Dies before the eclipse. How? Tortured to death. Murdered.
Executed.
day of execution for Jimmy Zaragoza, the Word of God killer whose parents were brother and sister. He murdered them, he said, because it was God's law. This morning, Jimmy will die according to man's law.
Because in the press he's called the Will of God killer.
Yeah, the Word of God
Word
killer.
of God killer. That's right.
Which sounds like he just burns Bibles.
I wish people would call me that.
But like they're like an innocent. She calls him an innocent, which I'm like, this is so degrading because if it was not someone that had Down syndrome who killed their parents, they would not be referred to as an innocent. It doesn't like, and I hate that like infantilization of people who have Down syndrome. It's really annoying and stupid. And I mean, it's 1988. Also, Demi Moore and Michael Biehn were in a documentary about Down syndrome after this movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the trivia for this movie. I know.
Oh boy.
I know.
We might have to watch that as an unmentionable.
I don't know. It's like the special one or something. I don't know. It's something really condescending. Like it's called like, you know, those special babies or something really fucking offensive. You know?
Miracle babies.
Extra special babies or something like that. Mind your babies. So anyway, it's so unhinged. Like this movie goes from like 0 to 10 pretty quickly.
I will say, yeah, it gets right to business.
Well, yes, but like it's like I feel like it's pretty slow moving until the end when you find out that the one priest is the other priest, which also is nonsensical. It makes 0 sense.
False. Perfect.
Sorry, I forgot.
Perfect. You saw the photo.
I like how this guy. I love when they.
He's not just the other priest. He's the guy that punched Jesus.
Yeah, and I did not know or remember this because I swear to God I'd seen the end, which I remembered completely differently. I remember there being like a lot of like drops of water, like slow motion drops of water, and like a lot more like darkness, and like her face was lit up, and she's like, I just remember her being like, "I will die for him." And I remembered that, and I was like, "What the fuck is that about?" You know, I don't. But I know
it's in the Bible.
What?
It's in the Bible.
Okay, fine. I haven't read it in a long ass time, so I don't know. God, I probably haven't read the Bible through and through in over 20 years.
Lax.
No. Oh, I used to think that would cure my anxiety. I used to read the Bible every night as a way to try to keep myself from having anxiety because I thought I had anxiety because I was a bad Christian and not because I had sexual trauma.
And I thought I didn't have telekinetic powers because I was a bad Christian.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's so much sadder to me because
yeah. Real tangible disability versus crippling anxiety.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so I used to read the Bible every night. I read it through and through, and I was not cured. So I started from the beginning, and I may or may not have gotten all the way. I don't remember if I actually went through it.
Because you blacked out.
Right.
You lost time.
Because I started hallucinating. No, yeah, but it was, I was like, it's interesting. I remember like saying to my mom, I was like, it's interesting because the Bible's like super boring. And she's like, it actually really is. She's like, if someone's telling you it's not boring, she's like, they're lying to you. It's a very boring book. And I was like, okay, all right. So I've been lied to. But yeah, but I remembered nothing about, is it Jurgen?
Jurgen Prochnow?
Jurgen, well, yeah, but I mean, is it pronounced Jurgen? Because I was saying Jurgen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be the German pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jurgen Prochnow, or is it Prochnov? Because it's two
W.
It's a W. So it's now.
Right? now.
right? Jurgen Prock now.
Boosh.
So
AKA Duke Atreides,
yes.
as he pointed out.
Yes, Duke
Leto.
Leto, that's what it is. Leto.
Yes, the dwarf.
Keith pointed at me and fucking
Because I just remembered.
no, but the way you did it, you were like, so, so anyway, I jokingly said when Jurgen was walking around with all this stuff, I was like, he's the son of God, and Keith was like, no, he's not. And I was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, obviously. And then at the end, it was like, it's the Son of God. And I was like, oh, wait, I was right. I was like, I did not remember.
I will say it's a little confusing. Because he calls himself David, and it's also like...
I don't know why you'd be confused.
Quote, priest, who's actually...
a Roman soldier.
Yeah.
He looks it. He looks it too.
Well, what are you getting at?
Just that they're all white.
He doesn't
people.
look Italian?
He doesn't look white. I mean, sorry, he looks white.
All right. I mean, can you get whiter than being Roman?
I don't know.
It's pretty fucking,
well, that's
colonial.
fair. But I mean, like, Jesus wasn't white.
Correct. And he was killed by...
Well, that's fair.
Romans.
I know. But what I'm saying is Jurgen Prock now is pretty
well, fair enough.
color. I'm saying everyone looks
Well, my favorite part is that
white AF.
the seventh seal is just a very boring average white lady in California. Middle class white lady.
I will say this.
Whom the fate of the world depends on, apparently.
Whomst shows her titties.
Does she? It's unclear.
Yeah, it's true.
And especially when she's in the bathtub and there's the shot down and there's just the titty in the corner of the frame that's unmoving. Which I know pregnancy does things to a titty, but...
You heard it here first, folks.
Pregnancy
does things to a titty. R.I.P.
We did stop
Lance Reddick.
the nude shot to debate whether she was wearing a prosthetics.
Yeah, it's true.
A prosthetics.
I mean, either way, it's still titty. I mean, whether it's real
Wasn't
or
to
fake.
me more one of the people too that like was on the cover of a magazine with her bare ass pregnant belly? Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I like the part where she stabbed Jesus Prochnow and Jesus
David of
Prochnow.
Nazareth.
And
Little Yeezus.
Lil Yeezy Prochnow and
God damn it.
and he like bursts into light because she's like, don't take my baby, and he's like, bitch, your baby's already dead. Like, it's like there's no stopping it.
Another crystal clear point of the film is
Right.
like a baby born without a soul is a stillborn baby?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And not the Antichrist.
Or just like a zombie, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Not a zombie in the sense of a reanimated corpse.
Right, but a zombie
But
is in, yeah, just like
A
lifeless.
soulless
Yeah.
flesh being that's still alive.
Like an angel?
Well, no. Angels have no body. They're non-corporeal.
You're right. I got that fucked up.
I don't know if any of you have ever seen an undisguised angel.
Fucking. Then afterwards, she's like, he told me the baby, like, I could save my baby. I'm like, when did he say that? I don't remember him saying that, like, she could save it if she stopped the 7th. I don't remember
she
him.
definitely did some interpolation from their conversation. Extrapolation?
No, I know. I was just laughing. But then he comes to her and she's standing. She's standing in a very motherly moo-moo. And I say that not in a I say that not in a sexy way. It's like buttoned up all the way to the collar. Girl, don't do that. And fucking anyway, he comes to her and she's like, how can I save my baby? And I'm like, bitch, the last time you saw this man, you stabbed him in the fucking chest.
I came as the lamb, and I return as the lion.
And you kept being like, he's trying to take my baby, help me, get him away from me, whatever. And then you're like, help me, save my baby. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And then she's like, he told me that I could stop this. I'm like, when did he say that? I don't remember that happening at all.
Yep.
And then what's his fuck? The Roman priest, the Roman Italian priest, like finds her and is like, hey girl, I'm gonna help you. And then there's like wind. So every time the fucker breaks a seal, right? Every time Jesus Prochnow breaks a seal, like something happens for like 12 seconds or whatever. It doesn't make sense. Like the earthquake when she stepped on the seal and there was like a 3-second earthquake that like didn't even break the stairs that she was sitting on. Ugh, bitch. Guy, please have a snack. And then another seal gets broken or whatever. And there's like wind for like ever. Like the wind just doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kill the kid. And fucking
the will of God killer.
yeah, they kill the
word of God.
They kill the
word
innocent.
of mouth God killer.
Mouth of word God killer.
Isn't that the thing in Xena? She kills Apollo or whoever, and then
yeah, something like that. There's one where
then they start calling her the God Killer or something, right?
I don't remember that.
Or am I thinking of Stargate?
You might be thinking of Stargate.
I get those confused. They're so similar.
It's true. They had one where she was like gonna be faking hearing from God. She was like gonna have someone talk
with an earpiece.
No, with like a a device. And when it happened,
a device.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It's like some thing that was like a horn, not like like a sound, like bullhorn, yeah, like one of the like a makeshift one of those. And she, because it was like when the dude is supposed to kill his kid and God tells him not to, it's like that whole thing.
Isaac and Abraham.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And so,
are those the right names?
Yeah, or she was supposed to use it or something to tell him not to, because he was like, or whatever, and then it happens, and he was like, oh my God, you came in just in time, and she was like, no, I couldn't get it to work. So it was really God. That's it the whole time. I told him not to kill.
The whole time.
The whole time.
The Bible was right. Again.
Xena proved it. So, yeah, I had fun with this movie. I feel like you didn't. I feel like you did not enjoy yourself. What I liked about
when a movie is too perfect, there's nothing to enjoy about it.
You know what? You have me there. It was just ridiculously unhinged enough for me to have a good time with it.
Put a hinge on it.
I can say whatever I need to say, and that's what I'm saying. It was just like, did not make sense. Like the connections she was making.
Well, first of all, false. But where I wish the only thing I would change about it is more
Titty.
gore.
Gore.
There's
That's
one.
true.
I mean,
That's
besides
true.
the
No, you're right.
intense climax, where some scaffolding breaks. Although I did love the gas chamber shit.
That was so. All of that was like, what?
But but the only death before that is dude breaking the neck of the guy who recognizes him.
I know. Yeah, with a hug. He just said.
Yeah.
It said. And that's it. And he went.
And then it cuts away, and then you just see his corpse later, and I'm like, yawn.
It's true.
Come on. You're an
true.
immortal Roman soldier.
This is
By this point, you've
Yeah.
learned some creative ways to kill people.
Maybe he's bored with it. He's like, this is it. This is all I have. I've killed so many people. I'm so tired of it. I'm just gonna hug you to death. Because even Roman soldiers need love. I'm gonna love you to death. Okay,
I wish I'd been your mother.
This is one of the things. This is I did not appreciate. This was like so weird to me, okay? So I get this because I think it's a real thing so Demi Moore plays like a person who's like 7 months pregnant or some dumb shit like that. Something unhinged like that. But she'd been pregnant before.
Something fucking bonkers, like 7 months pregnant.
Exactly.
Can you imagine? What are the odds?
I can't. I'm a year post-op from my histo, so I
From 7 months pregnant. Pregnant. C. Oh no.
pregnant D. So she had a baby before that like died, like,
Oh God.
and like I
Forgot about all that.
and she like I guess tried to kill herself afterwards, and I get that because like I can't imagine like even
Talk
if
to
I
Chrissy Teigen about that. Chrissy Teigen.
stop. That's
Christy Egan.
so mean. No, what I'm saying is I can't imagine because even if you lose like a baby, you can still have like postpartum depression or
Oh, sure.
psychosis of so all that or in what or any of that what okay you can still have
Put a
postpartum
hinge on it.
postpartum depression
It hinged.
or psychosis, and that's like absolutely uncontrollable, and you cannot fucking like control any of that. Like that's like some serious shit, and
I don't
that's
know why-
terrifying. It's terrifying to me, like the process of like, especially psychosis.
All of it.
Yeah, like going through that because you had a kid and your hormones are like, you know, oh my God, terrifying. Another reason why I really didn't want to have kids because I'm like, yeah, with my mental whatevers, that's for sure. Like I'm guaranteed to have some kind of postpartum. I don't know why. Ugh. So anywho,
You're guaranteed to not have ever met a friend in real life.
It's true. It's true. Show me the evidence of otherwise, and you can't because it's never even been thought to have happened. And in the actuality,
Much
of
less
the
a pee
actual,
stored in the balls.
No, that's a fact. That's scientific. That's like literal scientific factuals of the facts. And
Well, we know that science is the opposite of the Word of God.
it's true. It's true. If you believe in science, you actively hope that Jesus is dead. Like for realsies, though.
As someone who puts my faith into science, I know that Jesus does not, cannot, has never, never will exist. Science won't allow for it.
Right. Like if science,
And that's why I pray to Charles Darwin every night.
literally, yes. You have to say your 8 enunciations to Darwin every single night, or else evolution won't be real anymore. And if you don't do this, it's proof that your faith in the theory of evolution, my stomach growled so loud, your faith in the theory of evolution will prove itself to have never existed. In the actuality of the truth of the actual, you will not have had the truth of the matter. And you can't deny that.
Verily.
Exactly. Thank you. Oh, we're so good. We're so good.
That's about as airtight as the film was.
Fair truths are being spoken while Keith punches his microphone. Okay, but no, I still want to. Sorry. So she tries to kill herself. Terrifying, reality. I think that could happen. However, she gets pregnant again. There's complications with the baby. They keep saying the baby's fine so far. Like, there's issues, but right now the baby's fine. Nothing's wrong with the baby. The baby's fine. It just might go south, but right now the baby's fine. Meanwhile, she's like running up and down the street, falling onto her pregnant
in the
belly.
rain.
No, she's like literally like walking down the street in hail, falls directly onto her pregnant stomach, and is like, I gotta run to a motel really quick with a stranger and look at the Bible.
An acquaintance.
Well, he was a stranger until a couple scenes ago, so he's still a stranger to me. So,
Wait, just to clarify, are we strangers?
We're acquaintances. Because I know your middle name is Keith.
Okay.
And I know that your name is spelled MKCJENNI. McKenny.
Checks out. Put a ring on it.
Sorry, I meant McKenny. McKenny. Because the J is like a Y. McKenny.
Use it.
Yenny. Oh, Yennefer. So, she goes home after they're like, there's complications, but the baby's fine. The baby's not dead yet. You just have to take it easy. And she's like, I'm going to fucking kill myself. She literally like tries to slit her wrist again.
Yeah, that's why we get to see the hot.
Yeah, that's why we get to see her naked body.
MILF.
Yeah. So I'm like, why? And she's just like hysterically crying. And like, I'm like, I don't understand what.
Well,
why?
Because you've never been through it.
If it can lead you to it, it can lead you through it.
But she shaking shits out. Can't do it.
She's not man enough.
No.
And
I would also like to point out that the connection to the word of Jimmy Sargoza, or whatever his name is, the word of God killer.
Mm-hmm.
Or will of God. What was it again?
Word of God.
Is that her husband, Michael Bain, is...
Yes. His lawyer.
Yeah. And trying to...
He says, "Y'all."
He spends the whole movie trying to get the governor on the phone.
Trying to get a glass of Arnold Palmer. Yana, I would like a glass of Arnold Palmer for my defendant here.
Siri, please call the Hinge 911 operator.
Hinge, I think, is a dating app, too.
Well, that's right.
Siri, get me on Hinge. Get me on Hinge, girl. Would you?
Hinged on Maine.
Would you or would you not recommend?
I'm going to let you guess.
I'm going to say you would recommend
I already said 10 out of 10, so yeah. But again, like perfection is usually boring. So take that grain of salt.
That's fair. A grain of mustard.
This is the one film.
A seed of mustard. Take that with a seed of mustard.
In the eye of a camel.
Camel. Mm-hmm. You just And it's right in Camel's Eye.
Ficking. This will be the only one not set specifically on like or around Easter.
Yeah.
Although
It might be. Oh.
February 29th is their due date.
It's true. It's true. I was like, it's set April 1st. That's a completely different movie.
Am I thinking of April Fool's?
I'm thinking of Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Inisherin?
Inisherin?
Inisherin? Inagata DeVita. But yeah, I liked it. I think coming off of Banshees, because we watched Banshees the night before we watched Seventh Sign.
They're great companion films.
I was like,
Doubleheader.
I'm like, I liked it better than Banshees.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just Banshees hit me hard. I was like,
where would you put this in rank, like next to your other favorites, Stigmata, and the reason that we got here is the prophecy films, and
I would say
In the Days with Schwarzenegger.
I'm gonna say this. I would say it's probably on par with End of Days because that does have Gabriel Byrne in it, I believe.
He's in Stigmata.
He's in Stigmata as well. Yes.
Was he in both?
I think so.
Right.
I think so. I might be mistaken. We watched
I don't
like
remember.
a couple.
All I remember is that albino dude in the Days who's like in the.
That's right. I would say it's probably on par with End of Days. Stigmata's absolutely better. I would say it's better than Prophecy though. Maybe not the
franchise in whole or just the first one.
Franchise in whole for sure.
French fries hold the
Let
mayo.
me see. Which one is the one that happened?
I don't know. Something fell.
Oh,
Who cares?
I care. I'm going to look and see which one Amanda Plummer is in. I mean Plummer. Please bleep out when I get her name wrong. Just bleep it out. Amanda Plummer. Okay, Prophecy.
Is it like it's like the second or third one though, where there's someone's pregnant? It's basically right.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay.
Okay, Amanda Plummer is in, I think, the first. Oh, God. Eric Stoltz.
In the first one?
I think so. I'm going to look it up.
Oh.
I'm looking it up because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Amanda Plummer.
Who is she in the first one?
So in the second one, it's Amanda Plummer gets taken over by she's his sidekick or whatever, I think.
Oh, in the second one?
No, the first one. In the second one, it becomes Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, because she's like, he takes someone that's like his I don't know, right wing or something is like somebody that's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, they're about to kill themselves and he snatches them.
No, because he takes her from the hospital. Like she's about to, Brittany Murphy dies by suicide.
Yeah.
And he snatches her. But in the first one, Amanda Plummer is like in the hospital, like dying of
It's
cancer
that
or
dude
something like that.
That dude that isn't Leland Orser in the first one.
Ew! Don't call him that. Leland Orser's so much more.
That's fine. That's just a shorthand to get you to remember who I was talking about.
Adam Goldberg.
There you go. There you go, Bob.
I know. Yeah, he kills himself, but then I think he actually dies. And then he picks up Amanda Plummer. Or vice versa.
Okay, anyway. What I liked about I like the first one okay because it's got the is it Virginia Madsen that's in that too?
Yes. Playing, I believe, an indigenous woman? Is she
No,
playing
she works at an Indian school or something.
Yeah, but is she not like half? Isn't she supposed to be like half Cherokee or something?
I don't remember.
My favorite thing about Amanda Plummer's IMDb pick is she just has fingerless gloves on.
What a hobo.
You go, girl.
Hobo chic.
Hobo chic.
What if it had been her instead of Meredith Salinger in the Journey of Natigan? Whom I always thought it was...
Journey of Natty Gann?
Yeah.
Have I seen that?
I
What
don't
is
know.
that? Oh, okay. You're just saying things. You're not actually like referencing some
Just fingerless gloves made me think about it. I always thought that was Justine Bateman in that movie, but no. Meredith.
Oh, that's the one
Salinger.
you told me about in detail. Because I thought it's like when she's like a young kid or something, and you told me we were telling each other stories about movies we saw when we were a kid that impacted us. Then you told me about that one.
I don't remember if I've actually seen it. I mean, I probably have, but I just remember it was a big deal, and I thought it was Justine Bateman.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Justin Bateman.
the current Mrs. Patton Oswalt.
That's right. Yes, I do have a memory of. Yeah, you showed me. Yeah, current Mrs. Patton. Lucky girl.
Yeah. R.I.P. Michelle McNamara. And you will know me by the I'll be gone in the darkness.
That was pretty good, though. That was a pretty good doc.
That doc was good, yeah. I hated every time he showed up.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
He's a weird little dude that capers.
100% cast him as Lot. Gathered up all his favorite
I would recommend the
pieces of leather.
What I would recommend above all of these movies that you mentioned is that fucking
Bible
Professor
History?
Brothers. Yeah, Bible History.
Amen.
With Professor Brothers. That one is probably the best religious film I've ever seen. But yeah,
Take that, God's Not Dead.
Stigmata I like better because she actually like has a French kiss for a moment with Gabriel Byrne, or she's like turns and he's a priest.
Wait, remind me who? I can't remember who's the lead. Is it an Arquette?
Patricia Arquette. Hottie McArquette. Big titties Arquette. She's so hot. I think Patricia Arquette is so hot. She says some dumb shit sometimes. But that bitch is so fucking hot. She was like, when I was like little kid, I was like, oh my God. Like she's got those teeth. Oh, fuck. That would make a nice little person. Anyway. Yeah. I would say that if you are on a kick of those kinds of films, this is definitely up your alley. If you're a Demi Moore fan, fake or not, there's some titties and some prego bellies. So if you're one of those sick fucking freaks that thinks pregnant women are hot, yeah, I'm judging you. Oh my God. This most disgusting thing is when I was younger, like 19, 20-ish, like a guy describing to me how he had like a pregnancy fetish who was like also into me, and I was like, he was repulsive to me in general, but he was like, nothing's hotter than a pregnant woman. And I was like, and you feel like they're kind of insinuating that they would like to get you pregnant. And at that moment, I'm not saying
that's got to be hard.
I'm not saying it's rational, but I am saying at that moment I decided anyone who has a pregnancy fetish is a horrible. Yeah, yeah. The Price is Right. You know.
Dun, dun,
Burner. Go ahead.
No, isn't it? Was it Price is Right? That's what he says, isn't it? I was thinking of Family Feud. I was thinking of the Strikes. Excellent sound design. Whoever designed that in the 1959 or whatever, that sound there.
Family Feud.
Yeah. Anywho, I imagine it's got to be hard if you have an extreme pregnancy fetish that you have to like impregnate someone ahead of time, or try to find someone who's already preggers to have sex with, or like get your partner to get impregnated by someone else. It's gonna be hard. It's just such a small window.
I think they're okay. Well, how do you feel about breeding kinks?
No, gross.
It's just a kink. It's not reality.
Yeah.
You feel gross about it?
It doesn't do anything for me. It repulses me personally.
But I think it might fall into that. I think the whole pregnancy thing, I don't know for sure, but I think part of it is the act of doing it and knowing that's the result. So I think it's not just the window of like a big swollen belly. I think it has to do with actually like cream pie to big belly ratio.
Pipeline.
The
cream pie to PILF pipeline. Preggers I'd like to.
And we'll lay down on the sand of the sea. Before you then and mustard tea will stand and decree. No, we speak not of love, only blasphemy. And then the death star, sex artist will curse me. But that's alright, alright. I will watch them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 and we watch them fall. They stand in the way of love and we will smoke them all. With an intellect and the savoir faire, no one in the whole universe will ever compare. I am yours now and you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. So don't cry, one day all 7 will die.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen an undisguised angel, but trust me, they are horrifying.
What's Garger gonna buy first, Burr?